Welcome back, everyone. Let's wait for 3 more minutes to see if more of your classmates arrive so we can continue with the activity from the book we were doing. Okay, let's give a minute. Okay, guys, so many of your classmates are not here. Ah, there they come. Jocelyn is coming, nice. Let's wait for Justin Castillo, Genesis Tuasa. Genesis Haratza, please, your cameras on, please. Iker, Justin, Jocelyn, please, your cameras should be on. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So, we were discussing about entertainment. Well, who's missing? Julio, Angel is also missing. Justin Castillo is also missing. I hope they are coming soon. Thank you. Iker, please, your camera. Okay, Aratza, no problem. Yes, Genesis, tell me.
I go to enter by my cell phone because the laptop is off.
Okay, enter. Okay, guys, let's continue. So we were listening about Monster, which is a low budget or short budget type of movie, right? As we could listen on the audio, 200, 300 millions is what normally a movie costs. But in this case, they were able to make the movie with only 500,000, right? So $500,000, which is also a lot of money, but for a movie, it's not that much, taking into account that they cost a lot more than that usually. Of course, depending on the production and the actors and everything. And I see Justin Julio's missing. Matias and Victor are also not here. Let me make the report, guys. Okay, guys. Julio's coming and Angelis is still missing. Okay, guys, let's open the book again and go back to the activity we were checking. So now you were going to give me 4 reasons why Monsters wasn't expensive, why they didn't need that amount of money. They didn't need that much money. Pay attention.
First of all, news from many film critics. For example, the website Moviefone put Monsters at number 3 in its list of the best sci-fi films for 2010. How did they make the film so cheaply? First of all, it only took 3 weeks to film, and the film crew was just 7 people in a van. Secondly, the man who made the film, Gareth Edwards, decided to film it with digital video, which is cheaper than the usual 35mm film. The film equipment cost only $15,000 altogether. There is also the fact that they used real locations, not a studio, and the cast of the film were Edwards himself and 2 friends of his. All the extras in the film were people who were just there, and they weren't paid.
Okay, so here we could listen the specific reasons why Monsters was a very cheap film, or why they save that much money. Okay, Julio, can you tell me 2 reasons? Microphone on. Julio, do you have a problem with your microphone? Well, in this case, Jocelyn and Justin that just arrived this class couldn't listen all of it. So let's listen one more time, okay? Pay attention, especially Jocelyn and Justin that just came.
Unit 3, page 30. Reading. Exercise 5.
Big movies on a small budget. Do you need millions of dollars to make a movie? No. Do you need millions of dollars to make a successful movie?
Pues, como que-
Most people would answer yes to that question. But would they be right? We're used to hearing about really expensive Hollywood films. The 1997 Oscar winner Titanic cost $200 million to make. And more recently, Spider-Man 3, one of the most successful films of 2007, had a budget of more than $250 million. To be successful, however, a film doesn't need to be as expensive as the big Hollywood blockbusters. An example of this is the 2010 movie Monsters, which cost less than $500,000 to make. Monsters is set in Mexico and is the story of 2 people trying to escape from aliens and get back to the USA. The film won several awards and got very good reviews from many film critics. For example, the website Moviefone put Monsters at number 3 in its list of the best sci-fi films for 2010. How did they make the film so cheaply? First of all, it only took 3 weeks to film, and the film crew was just 7 people in a van. Secondly, the man who made the film, Gareth Edwards, decided to film it with digital video, which is cheaper than the usual 35mm film. The film equipment cost only $15,000 altogether. There is also the fact that they used real locations, not a studio, and the cast of the film were Edwards himself and 2 friends of his. All the extras in the film were people who were just there, and they weren't paid. Most importantly, Edwards did most of the production work himself. He spent 8 months editing Monsters, and then 5 months creating the special effects. And he did it all at home on his computer, using non-professional software. The amazing thing is that the final film looks nearly as professional as big, fancy Hollywood productions. Not everybody liked Monsters, of course. One person said, "That's 90 minutes of my life that I'll never get back." But overall, it was very well received. And at least it wasn't expensive to make.
Okay, guys, so tell me 3 reasons why four reasons why Monsters wasn't expensive to make. Jocelyn, could you listen the audio?
Teacher, the audio is bad, so I think it's my internet. I don't know.
That's a possibility, yes. Iker, tell me 2 reasons, only 2 reasons why Monsters wasn't expensive. How do they save money?
Unit
for special effects.
Kind of, because of the same person that was a director, the same person did the special effects. So they didn't need to hire someone else, and that make it cheaper. Okay, Iker, second reason. Genesis, tell me your first one.
It's not cheaply. It, they aren't had studio is a location
Uh-huh.
and didn't have money. But what is the word? The word is
Budget?
budget. I
Remember it, and you will tell me. But yes, they didn't spend time in a studio because you need to hire the studio, pay every day and all that. But they didn't do it in a studio. They did it in an open location, in a place, okay? Any place over there, and that's it. So that was a lot cheaper than do that on a special film studio in, I don't know, Hollywood, right? So, of course, that is another reason why it was cheap. Another reason, they didn't film it in United States, right? In what place they filmed the movie? Justin Jaramillo. Justin, microphone on. Okay, maybe it's a connection problem because maybe he cannot listen. Matthias, tell me. In the audio, we could listen that they didn't do the film in United States, right? They didn't did it in America. In what place they did it? In one country? Could you listen?
Spider-Man 3, one of the most successful to make. Monsters is set in Mexico and is the story of two people
So, in what place was it filmed? Could you listen?
which cost less than $500,000 to make. Monsters is set in Mexico and is the story of two people trying to...
So, it's set in what country? In what country they filmed that was less expensive than America? Julio. So they say it was in Mexico, right? It was set in Mexico and filmed in Mexico, which is less expensive than recording it in, I don't know, Europe or in America, right? Also, they say that the crew was only 7 people. They were no more actors. The extras was the people that was on that place in Mexico. So they didn't cost any money. That's why they were able to spend a lot of, to save a lot of money, and they didn't have to waste it. So number 4, who can tell me what is the amount of time Gareth Edwards worked on the film after filming it? So they say that the film took 3 weeks, then he had several months prepare editing and then doing the special effects. How long is that time? Could you listen?
And then 5 months creating the special effects. Most importantly, Edwards did most of the production work himself. He spent 8 months editing Monsters, and then 5 months creating the special effects.
How many months editing and how many months created the special effects? Juan, tell me please. I couldn't listen, Juan. Can you speak a lot louder, please?
No puedo escuchar porque se está saliendo.
I cannot listen. Can you please try to fix your microphone and type the answer on the chat box, okay? Give me the answer on the chat box. Julio, your microphone is not working. Okay, so it says,
were people who were just there, and they weren't paid.
Aratza, pay attention.
Importantly, Edwards did most of the production work himself. He spent 8 months editing Monsters.
Okay, how many months editing, Aratza? Would you listen?
Repeat, Miss.
Weren't paid. Most importantly, Edwards did most of the production
8
work
months.
himself. He spent 8 months editing Monsters.
Yeah, could you listen, Aratza? How many months editing? What number he said? Genesis, do you have the answer? Victor, I
Yeah.
need your camera on, please.
8
Yeah.
months.
8 months. Thanks, Genesis. So they spent 8 months, Gareth Edwards, spent 8 months editing that film. Listen, so 8 months plus.
And then 5 months creating the special effects.
How many months creating the special effects, Justin?
5 months.
5 months. So 8 months in editing, 5 months on special effects, right? We finally finished that listening. So now we're going to read the information that we just listened, okay? Now you were able to listen all of it. Now I need you to use your best pronunciation. Try to do your best on pronunciation. Victor, I need your camera on, please. It should be on the whole class. Ángel, the same story. Maria Jose, thank you. Sorry. Okay, Jocelyn, start reading, please.
Do you need millions of dollars to make a movie? No. Do you need millions of dollars to make a successful movie? Most people would answer yes to that question, but would they be right? We're used to hearing about really expensive Hollywood films. The
97.
1997 Oscar-winning Italy cost 200 million to make, and more recently, Spider-Man 3, one of the most successful films of
2007.
2007, had a budget of more than
Budget.
2,800 million. To the successful
250.
50 million. to be successful. However, a film doesn't need to be as expensive as the big Hollywood blockbuster. An example of this is the 20
2010.
2010 movie Monster, which cost less than $500,000 to make. Monster is set in Mexico and in the story of the people trying to escape from aliens and get back to the USA. The film won several awards and got very good review from many film critics. For example, the website Movie Fun put Monster at number 3 in its list of the best
Sci-fi.
sci-fi sci-fi film for
2010.
2010.
Thanks,
How did they
Jocelyn.
make the
Thanks a lot. Matthias, keep on reading, please. Oh, he's frozen already. Okay. Iker, continue reading, please.
The most importantly, Edgar did most of the production work himself.
Himself.
Himself. He spent his months editing Monster and the 5 months creating the special effects, and he did it at home on this computer using non-professional software. The amazing thing is that the final films look nearly as professional as these fancy Hollywood productions.
Continue.
Sigo leyendo.
Yes, finish,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Not everybody likes monsters, of course. One person said that 90 minutes of my life that I'll never get back. But overall, it way very well received, and at least it wasn't expensive to make.
Good. So let's start checking. 2 examples of very expensive. Yeah, I know, Genesis. Don't worry. A lot of people is going through the same today. 2 examples of very expensive films. We said Titanic and Spider-Man. 2 reasons why it's possible to say that Monster was successful. It won several awards and good reviews. 4 reasons to make it less expensive. 3 weeks to film, and so on. And finally, the amount of time was 1 year and 1 month after we add 8 months and 5 more of special effects, right? So read the sentences and tell and type or write how much do you agree with each one. Write a number 1 to agree, 2 not so sure, 3 I don't agree. Maeva, read all of them, please. Let me make it bigger. Go.
If something is expensive, you can be sure it's really good.
Agree or disagree, Maeva?
I agree.
Agree? So you think that if you pay a lot of money for something, it has to be good. It's good quality just because the price is very high. Or like usually. Let's see. Okay, let's say Maeva agrees. No, here. No, it's number one, right? It's number one. Angel, read number 2, please.
Expensive, these are usually not worth the money. I'm sorry.
Okay, this is expressing that things that cost a lot of money, expensive things, I don't know, an iPhone, are usually not worth. That means it wasn't fair, okay? It was not okay to expend that amount of money because it doesn't worth it. It's not necessary to do that. You can have a good cell phone, not spending that much money. Agree or disagree?
And not sure.
Okay, no, not so sure that's a possibility. Thank you. Victor, read number 3, please.
You can feel really good things that don't cost a lot of money.
So, do you agree or disagree with this? Agree or disagree? You think this is correct? You can find good elements, good products with good quality, and that they are cheap. Is that possible?
One.
Agree.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you. Aratza, number 4.
Sorry por la música, Miss.
Don't worry.
It doesn't matter how much something costs.
Okay, so do you agree, Aratza? It doesn't matter what's the cost. If you like the thing, it's okay.
I
Agree or disagree?
agree.
Agree. Okay. So yes, not all the time the price is like really measurement for the quality, not precisely, not necessarily. Maria Jose, number 5. Maria Jose, are you here? Read, please.
It's crazy to like something just because it is expensive.
So do you agree or disagree with this? What do you think about people that like stuff just because of the brand or just because you spend a lot of money on that object? Is that okay or not okay?
One.
So you agree, you think it's crazy to like something just because it's expensive. I agree too. Okay, so of course the value of things goes on the use we can give to stuff, to products. Okay, guys, we finished this one. Let's go to grammar parts related to comparative and superlative adjectives. We have only 10 minutes of class. I hope we can go on with this topic, which is pretty simple. And it is a topic we have already checked before. So use the correct form of the words. Remember that when we talk about comparative adjectives, we use or we add ER at the end of the short adjectives, and we use the word more next to the long adjectives, more than 2 syllables, more than 1 syllable, remember? And we use the word than to make the comparisons between 2 objects or 2 people, okay? So it says they use digital video because than 35 millimeters film. So we are already comparing two things, digital video quality versus 35 millimeters quality. Okay, 2 objects, excellent. Now what we need is to come with the correct adjective. Look at the adjectives here. Good, cheap, boring, and expensive. So what do you think is the correct adjective? They use digital video because it is what, Maeva?
Expensive.
Expensive, but in this case, we cannot say more, right? What do we use instead of more? What's the opposite of more to make comparatives? It's less, right? Less, or it's cheaper, better. It's cheaper. So expensive is not precisely here because we are talking about saving money, Maeva, right? So they use digital video to save money, to not spend too much money. So digital video is cheaper than 35 millimeters. Number 2, Victor, read please and answer.
Mobile phone thought Monster was one of the
Films of the year. So do you think it's good, boring, or expensive?
good.
Good, excellent. What is a comparative form of good? Do you remember?
Comparative form.
Actually, it's not comparative. In this case, it's superlative. Remember, good is the adjective. Better is the comparative form. What is a superlative? Ahí te ayudé.
Best.
Yes, Julio. Best. Very good. Thank you, guys. Was one of the best films of the year. Notice that here we are not doing the comparison between 2 things. We are only expressing the superiority of one thing or one object in comparison to all the other that exists. So, number 3. Jocelyn.
Most Hollywood films are
than monsters.
Expensive.
Kind of. Remember, we say we put ER with the ones that are short. The ones that are long, what word we add? It's a word.
Expensive.
Not exactly. Look.
More expensive.
More expensive. Okay, yeah, I know you may forget some of these rules, but try not to, okay? More we use with the adjectives that are long if we want to express superiority in this comparison. If we want to show that it's less than that, we use less instead of more, okay? Number 4. Genesis Toas.
One person told Monster was the monster more worry.
Exactly. The most boring film ever, but it's just the opinion of one person, right? So check your answers too. Oh my God, we only have 3 minutes of class. Okay, I want you to finish these activities at home. Yeah, we don't have any listening. Yeah, excellent. So here you're going to remember some of the rules for comparatives and superlatives, and tomorrow we will check how good you did this activity. So complete page 32. Okay, those are your homeworks. Complete page 32. Complete page 32.
Teacher,
Yeah.
the page 25, 26, we have to send you to the Zoom or
Yes. Every
complete
page.
more?
Every page we work on class, remember you need to send it to Zoom, okay? Every day we complete pages on the book, so every day I'm supposed to receive them on Zoom. The ones that don't have the book, please try to do your best, talk to your parents so you can have the book as soon as possible. So I was talking about homeworks, right? Finish at page 32. I need you to work Moodle platform, the platform of the school, activities 1, 2, and 3. Activity 1 is a video, activity 2 live worksheet, activity 3 is a workshop. That workshop va a descargar ese archivo, lo copia, lo pega en su portafolio, en su documento de Word que tenemos ya de portafolio, lo trabaja, el otro ya lo cierra, lo desecha, no importa, solamente copia y pega la información en su portafolio, lo trabaja, toma la captura y me la envía a Zoom. Okay, that's it, no more than that. That is for Friday. And also tomorrow I'm going to check, como yo ya envié hasta unit number 3, voy a revisar mañana y enviar reporte a representantes de los que no han trabajado plataforma Cambridge. Ok, so Cambridge, reviso mañana y envío reporte. And also Moodle platform, remember activities 1, 2, and 3, and also finish page 32 on your book. That's it. Any questions? Anyone that doesn't have it really clear? Yeah, everything has to be clear then. Okay, guys. So that was it. We are going to continue tomorrow. Please finish activity page 32 for tomorrow. Okay. See you. Bye, guys.